Welcome back, it's me, drug dealer Pete Wentz Gomez.
Shut up. It was one thing my therapist said: when everything feels very out of my control, think about things I can control. I can make a new memory today. Oh, it's scary. I'm in focus, okay. Hi. The internet's very sad right now, so I'm going to film an absolutely ridiculous video with my family, starting with turning my dad into Uncle Fester from the Addams Family. Dad has arrived with a bald cap and some makeup. It's a Sunday and we're celebrating Halloween today, and we're dressing up as the Addams Family because why not? I even have a little Wednesday Addams dress for the baby.
This is going to traumatise them when they see me.
I just need something stupid to take my mind off the world events, and I hope that this video will be that for you. We're also going to be talking about marriage in this video. So I was watching, let me see how good this is. Oh, I thought it would be more like paint, but it's like a really sheer actual makeup. But you know that channel I always watch, Cinema Therapy.
Yeah.
It's a YouTube channel. A video they did sparked this idea for a Instagram reel for Halloween, and it's why I want us to dress up as Morticia and Gomez, myself and Thomas. It was about how they are like an amazing example of a healthy marriage. In that video, I'll link it down below, it's so good. They're going through the principles of a healthy marriage, and they're showing examples of how like Morticia and Gomez are just couple gold, really. My parents divorced, but I don't think I've ever told you that I'm so glad you's divorced. I'm so glad, because I just think when a couple doesn't work out, it's so bad for the kids, and it was a lot better for me to not be around that. But anyway, Thomas and I are going to rate our marriage based on these 7 principles. while
Probably no such
while
thing
we get
as
ready.
a 7 out of 7 in any marriage.
Dad, your skin's very smooth.
Huh?
What products have you been using?
I don't use any products ever.
Your own tears.
Is this white, like, is it?
Yeah, it's white.
What else goes on?
Just a bit of black under your eyes, and then you're done.
Probably don't need any black under me. eyes.
When's the last time you dressed up for Halloween, Dad?
In my 20s, I dressed as a woman.
I have that picture somewhere.
With high heels and all. We went around the house banging on the doors looking for beer. So now I'm getting a bald cap on my bald head.
Yeah. The forehead lines. I'm gonna powder. Because you look terrifying. Yeah, this makes it better. You look a bit like the Emperor. I could have just given you a bin bag like you used to give me every year.
Time to embarrass your husband.
Yeah, it's time. Thomas's turn.
Hello, big brother.
What, mate? Here's my little basket of tricks so I can try and look like Morticia.
I thought you were doing all my stuff for me. Is that the moustache?
Yeah.
It looks like a feckin'... What's your man's name? The drug dealer? Pablo Escobar moustache.
Sexy.
They look like eyebrows. They look like my eyes.
How do you stick them?
You probably have to take the paper off.
Yeah, I'm trying. We're gonna watch Addams Family later.
This is way too thick.
One is bushier than the other.
This is terrible. You're gonna poke me in the eye now.
Look upwards. Look up.
You're gonna poke me in the eye now. And you're gonna ruin fake Halloween.
Trying to see
You got me in a headlock.
Because you won't.
Help! Yeah, shut up!
Just shut up.
It burns! Melanie was telling me that the reason Gomez and Morticia are so madly in love is because they're the opposite of most married people.
Well, it's why.
Depressing thought.
It's why they're so passionate, I think. Do you know the way they're like ridiculously all over each other all the time, even though it's so long into their marriage? Yeah, like mini history lesson on the Addams Family. If you've not seen it, like if you didn't grow up with it, I loved the 90s version, but in the 60s it was a show at a time.
The 90s version?
The one that you would know. Yeah.
That's the only good version.
Last night you were unhinged. You were like some desperate howling demon. You frightened me. Do it again.
I have to go wet my hair now.
In the 60s, when the Addams Family kind of came about, basically at the time they were counterculture. Like all the sitcoms had very similar tropes of like absent, emotionally unavailable dads who just, you know, weren't that involved with their kids, and
Real styling crane.
they were meant to be a reimagining of the typical, you know, nuclear family that you'd see, and they're like madly in love, they're amazing parents, they're just a really healthy family, which you don't typically see in dramas, and they kind of address that in the cinema therapy video. Like it's very hard to show a healthy relationship and have anyone be interested in it, because I have been in some of my reels on Instagram kind of pointing out, like, just, you know, with the Notebook reel and the one about Star Wars, like negative depictions of romance, whatever, and someone commented, that's why we're dressing up like this mainly, not just for Halloween, but we're making a reel. So I'm turning work into a fun date. And yeah, someone was just like, where's the positive examples? Well, a few people actually. So I thought, you know, we'll go with the healthiest married couple I can think of. Morticia and Gomez are goals, right? And I feel like we used to be goals, but I don't feel like we're goals anymore.
That's a terrible thing to say.
But it's because of like life getting in the way. Because when we're on our own, the displays of affection, and, you know, I feel like you have a lot of really positive similarities with Gomez. I used to think of him as like dream husband material because he's just such a devoted dad, and like he's just such a lovely husband. And even like all the dark humor aside, but like we have definitely kind of fallen into what happens to most people, where they are ships in the night with their jobs and with their kids and other responsibilities. And so it's important to, like, you know, look at it from bird's eye view and look at like what do you need to tweak here and there. But
yeah, like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I'm ready for my close-up.
I think we need to flatten it a bit.
Why?
Your hair's too luscious. You're a goth at heart. Did you ever fancy Morticia?
No, I always fancied.
When you were a kid, did you fancy Wednesday?
Yeah, what's the actress's name?
I don't know.
Christina Ricci.
Oh yeah, she's in Casper. Yeah, because I knew you fancied the girl out of Casper when you were a kid.
Yeah, same girl.
I never fancied her in Casper. I always wanted to be her because I fancied real boy Casper. And now I fancy the dad in Casper.
Stop fancying people out of Casper.
The mom is actually really hot as well. The dead mom, when she comes back to life and she's all, ooh.
Why am I wearing this fake tie when I have like a real black tie?
I don't know. It came with the costume.
This is just hanging off me.
I sent Thomas off to get me some sucky knickers, and he came back with normal
I
knickers.
got regular knickers that were in the sucky section.
You'll just have to deal with my post-baby belly. I joke, there's nothing wrong with post-baby bellies. It's just, you know, the dress, it just clings to my belly and I don't feel comfortable in it. Anyway, as I was saying, obviously the Addams Family is like a movie, but they are just, ooh, someone's stripping off camera. They're very much goals in the sense that they, you know, they have great communication and they support each other and they're always there for each other and they trust each other and they work as a team, and they're actually looked upon as a shining example of gentle parenting. You know that? Yeah. And their kids are very well mannered, even though obviously they like to torture each other. I just love that film so much. I'm so excited to rewatch it. It's a bit baggy, but
Am I supposed to have it buttoned? Oh, there's no buttons. There's no holes for. Oh no, there is.
it was like 20 quid.
All right,
For a
that's
suit.
pretty good.
Yeah.
20 quid. Postage.
I'll fucking kill you. Such a miser. Oh my God. We do our best to minimise, plastic consumption, and we very rarely buy clothes and stuff like that now. So I just wanted to treat myself to a little bit of joy in life for Halloween.
Yeah.
Just a sliver of joy.
This can be reused.
I'm not good at making my own clothes. I want to take a leaf out of...
Next year I could be a gangster.
Yeah.
The year after I could be, I don't know, maybe Beetlejuice. It's kind of similar.
Mine is just a black witchy dress, so I can use mine for loads.
You can wear that any day of the year.
Yeah, to be fair, I could.
That's what you said when you put it on. You were
Yeah, I was like,
why
ooh.
can't more dresses be like this? Oh, it's in The Simpsons, where one of Marge's sisters is like, this used to be a Halloween costume, but it gradually made its way into my regular wardrobe.
So in the cinema therapy video about marriage lessons we can learn from Morticia and Gomez, they are using the framework of John Gottman's 7 principles of making marriage work. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk through them, and then we're going to see where we're at with each step.
Right, this is going to be a really long video.
In terms of marriage ups and downs, would you say we're in a down right now? I feel like we are.
I would say we're in a very busy time with 2 young kids, 2 full-time jobs.
Try and just
Trying to
describe
keep
it,
the
though.
house.
Try and describe it in a couple sentences, how mental things are.
It's like every morning someone throws you onto a treadmill somewhere between 4:30 and 5:30, and they chain your hands to the bars, and then they turn it on really fast, and then they leave you there, and then they come back at 8 o'clock that night, and they turn it off, and then you get to collapse and fall asleep, and that's that's what every day feels like. You have to just keep going, and if you don't keep going, you're gonna fall, and it's gonna hurt, and things will suffer.
My hope is that, because, in the Addams family, they've got grown kids.
Yeah.
They've also got a boy and a girl like us, and they're big. And I like to think that even the happiest of couples had very difficult times.
Yeah.
And I do think that's true.
I've said this, we've had this conversation already. We're very much on rails right now because there's so much going on with the house. There's the extension that me and my dad need to finish. There's the shed out the back that's being built that me and my dad need to finish. There's little jobs as well, like the reveals on the windows aren't done, the utility isn't heated, it needs a radiator.
Can you see how non-passionate this subject matter is? This is our problem.
And this is what we talk about all the time.
All we talk about is which sample, paint sample. It's like,
Wine Dark. Oh.
Yeah, Wine Dark by Farrow and Ball for our walk-in wardrobe. Yeah. What I love in that movie is they're getting really hot and bothered by a what's the word?
An auction.
An auction, yeah. I just think that's really funny, and I think we need to try and inject a bit more of, I don't know, just figure out how to fit that little spark in, because it only rears its head when we get to be for half an hour at the end of the day.
I mean by it's on rails, because very soon that extension's going to be done, the shed's going to be sorted, the wardrobe's going to be sorted, the utility in the windows will be all that stuff is going to be done, and we've made a deal that next year we're just going to take
a bit of a break with the house.
I need a break. Yeah. I can't keep coming home from work and just going straight into another job. It's just not happening.
And I need a break with the kids. I need you to be around more to take the weight off me and the pressure with the kids.
Melanie's trying to work, and I'm out dealing with, electricians, and I've got our youngest strapped to my front, and then I'm coming in, I'm doing housework, and then I'm out at the back and I'm moving stuff around and I'm trying to get organised.
Even yesterday, it was there's the plasterer and there's just always guys coming in and out of the house, and it's not a hot and sexy spicy time. Oh, baby's awake. Hey, it's Mama. Hello, Wednesday. What's on Daddy's face?
Daddy being silly. What's on Daddy's face?
Okay, the first principle.
You better hurry your shit up, Caramia.
Enhance your love maps. Apparently, emotionally intelligent couples are familiar with one another's love maps. Basically, this means understanding your partner's world and their experience of life, having mutual understanding and remembering big events that shaped them and that happened, you know, when they were younger, and enriching your love maps. It's kind of to do with love languages, so it's all about knowing your partner and what makes them them and what way they feel love, I guess. And that's one big thing for us. Like, we don't really get to express our love languages because both of us are quality time and physical touch.
At the moment, our love languages have had
Shifted a bit.
Shift to acts of service.
Yeah. Even though that's not what we really, how we really feel love.
Yeah, it doesn't really, it's not our natural state of being, but it is just what needs to happen because we're constantly having to do things. I try and give you your mammy must have time.
You
You have
do.
a bath every once in a while. Or go and get your nails painted.
I'm really good at doing that.
I'm just like any modern woman, trying to have it all. A loving husband, a family. It's just I wish I had more time to seek out the dark forces and join their hellish crusade. That's all.
This says, some questions you may think about or try to answer about your partner include, what are their top 3 favourite songs and why? I don't think we could answer that for each other. I don't even know what mine are because I don't get to think about myself or ever like, because that's the whole joke, that whole scene in the Addams Family, I'll play it here, where she's like, I just want time to... Yeah, top 3 favourite songs. What's their biggest fear? What are some dreams they have for the future? What stresses them out? What are some of the major events that have occurred in their life? I said this to Thomas yesterday. We were walking out and about and I started crying because he was just chatting away and I just realised, oh, he's not talking about work. He's not talking about the house renovation. He's just talking about stuff. And I was like, when's the last time...
He's boring the shit out of me. Fuck, finally. Jesus. I'm so starved for interesting conversation.
Just a little bit.
Just not talk about the fucking what type of galvanized steel we're going to put on the
shed.
Fuck.
The next one is nurture your fondness and admiration. Fondness and admiration in marriage. Demonstrate affinity for your partner based on an inner belief that they're worthy of respect.
I think we do that.
Gottman and Silver explained that the marriage may no longer be salvageable when fondness and admiration are lacking. Suggests a good way of evaluating whether you have admiration and fondness for your marriage is to recount the story of your first meeting and courtship. His older research found that the way couples recount their relationship origins predicted divorce or marital stability with a 94% accuracy.
Jesus.
We had a very good beginnings to our relationship, you know, like I think some people, you know, if you start out a relationship on a really bad foot, like cheating or, I don't know, if the beginning is rough, it's usually a rough ride.
But I think we have that. Like, I try and tell you as much as I can that I think you're
Yeah.
mammy, and I think...
I do that
when
too.
you get really stressed about work, I always try and tell you remind you how good you're doing. And
Well, I do really admire you. Like, I have a lot of admiration and respect for you as a man, like as a person. I think you're like amazing and hardworking and such a good dad and such a good husband. You keep me safe and you make me feel safe. Look at this. Oh, this is my Morticia lipstick. It's Bad Blood Ruby Lancome. Under this point, it's all about planning date nights, trying new hobbies together. Well, expressing appreciation to your spouse and complimenting your partner.
well, we definitely do that.
We definitely do that. We could definitely be better at the date nights.
We
was...
don't get any date nights. Fucking I laugh at date night. The last time we went on a date night, she was with us, and how old was she? Like 6 weeks.
2 weeks.
Well, there you go.
This one, I don't think I'm very good at this. Turn toward each other instead of away. In a healthy relationship, partners make bids for... That was an evil cackle. Partners make bids for each other's attention. If you tell your partner, I'm having a bad day at work, and your partner replies, I don't have time to talk right now, this is turning... Oh, well, no, I don't feel like
You're a lot
I don't
better.
turn you away, I turn myself away.
Oh, yeah.
Turning toward is the basis of emotional connection, romance, passion, and a good sex life. Well, I do think you turn toward me when you're stressed.
Yeah.
I can tend to need a bit of my own space, I suppose, before I properly connect. I don't know if this red is particularly... It'll do. It's on now, it'll do. Number 4 is let your partner influence you. Couples are more likely to stay together when they work as a team. When one person has all the power in a relationship, it creates a hierarchical difference. When you turn toward each other when making big decisions, sharing opinions, or involving your spouse in your thought process, you allow them to influence you. Letting your partner influence you isn't the same as allowing someone to control you. It's more about communicating and involving your significant other in decisions. Even if you disagree, there are still ways to have calm, rational discussions that show respect toward your significant other. I do think you influence me all the time. Like, as in a good way. Big decisions we definitely always make together, and
We make most decisions together, especially about like house stuff, like stuff with the kids. Like if it's something small, like reasonably small, or something that doesn't really affect like me or the house of the kids, I'll usually just kind of give you my opinion, and then you kind of just take that, but do whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah.
You know. But if it's something that's actually going to affect me or the kids or the house or anything like that, we'll always kind of figure it out together.
I'm doing like a real cool toned brown. I have to do kind of mad cheekbones and stuff.
I suppose just like stuff with your job and stuff like that. Like sometimes I'll give you my opinion, but I'll never give you my opinion in such a way that I'm like, no, you need to do this. I'll kind of just say, well, this is what I think, but at the end of the day, you're the one that's been doing this for however many years, so you do whatever you want. You know?
Does that make me cheekbony?
Cheekbony? Solve your solvable problems.
Now, this is the next one.
There are two types of problems that can occur in a marriage: perpetual and solvable. Perpetual problems are usually are complex and may result in communication gridlock. Just because you have recurring issues with your spouse doesn't mean you can't have a thriving marriage.
Ooh.
Solvable problems are usually more straightforward. With solvable issues, you can directly tackle the problem and find a resolution. There isn't typically underlying conflict or resentment with solvable issues, only the challenge at hand. Right.
I think we're pretty good at knowing what we can and can't, like what we are capable of solving and what we're not, and like just kind of parking that for a while, you know. But then we do have problems that we then don't get to because we're so busy trying to get through the day with the solvable problems.
Perpetual problems, well, my understanding with that is like perpetual problems are people who kind of just get to the end of the rope with a certain issue in the relationship and then they end up breaking up because there is no solution.
Well, some people don't break up in those situations. It's the problem. Like, that's what I was saying to my dad earlier. Like, I'm so glad my parents divorced. I'm so glad. Because they just didn't work, you know? And it would have been an awful thing to have to be around.
Perpetual communication gridlock.
Yeah. 5 steps for tackling solvable problems, according to Gottman. If you approach the problem from a calm, respectful place, this allows you to both feel heard. Well, yeah, like definitely, like if we ever are having an issue and one of us isn't calm, it just goes nowhere. Like it's pointless.
We solve most of our solvable problems through song.
Yeah, we do. Some people would read that as passive aggressive. Can you give an example of the way we fight through song?
One solvable problem, which is also a perpetual problem, is Melanie being incapable of charging her things.
This is true.
Batteries constantly dying. We experienced it before starting this video. So that would be my cue to start.
We literally, one of us will start singing and dancing and being like, well, you didn't charge your things. I always tell you to charge your things. There's songs for everything. We actually do come to a lot of solutions through those songs. It's calm. It helps us to stay calm.
Yeah.
But I do feel like we kind of reach for the singing when we are actually a little bit pissed off. You know?
Yeah, but it's when we're being a little bit pissed off, but we know it's a solvable problem.
Oh, yeah?
And it's always something small as well.
And I always sing to you about how you just start clattering and banging around when the kids are finally asleep.
Yeah. And that's our way. It's a musical house.
Yeah.
Repair attempts are actions or statements to keep conflict from escalating. They can involve levity, humour, an inside joke, or a special code. There you go.
There you go.
Way ahead of you.
Got man.
Soothe yourself and each other. Take a 20-minute break. Calming down, soothing your partner can be an effective problem-solving strategy.
We definitely do that.
We definitely do that when we have the time. Otherwise, we resort to the
Songs.
Who has 20 minutes? Possibly multiple times
A day. I just cleaned this floor. I just cleaned this floor. You're destroying my gorgeous clean floor. He talks about compromise. He talks about tolerance of each other's faults because nobody's perfect. The sixth principle is overcoming gridlock. Gridlock occurs when persistent disagreements cause conflict. For example, you're gridlocked with your spouse when ongoing problems lead to a lack of productive conversation. Perhaps you both can't seem to agree to disagree. So it's like understanding the root cause of the issue, communicating calmly, finding a way to assess your non-negotiable and flexible areas of the conflict. I feel like we've had gridlock over a couple of things. The ones I'm thinking of have been addressed and we've like overcome them, but there is still a bit of gridlock there. It's just, I like how we go about it. Like this is saying, end the discussion on a calm note, expressing thanks and appreciation for your partner. There's definitely been issues where I've had a big chat and then at the end of it, it's been a bit of like, oh, thanks for sorting that out with me. This is nice. Yeah. Because who wants to just be going around in circles forever on an issue? Like you can't just put a plaster over them or just ignore them or walk around them. Like sometimes you just have to like have the conversation. The final gap then is create shared meaning. And I'm actually surprised now because I've been feeling like we're in a bit of a bad place, but this is not that bad. Create shared meaning. Creating shared meaning involves fusing your goals, roles and rituals. You can find fulfillment in sharing purpose by allowing yourself and your partner to have their needs and wants and dreams recognized. You can create meaningful experiences when you share and explore all types of intimacy. For example, some couples may experience shared meaning if one partner plans their mate's ideal birthday celebration. Sharing purpose with your partner may help you feel closer. So in the cinema therapy video, that's what they were saying about Morticia and Gomez, is that they have so much shared meaning because family is everything to both of them. They're just so devoted to their whole family. And it's a bit of a, home of the bewildered, like with the mother and the hand and Fester and I do feel like this house is a bit like that, but we love our family and we would just do anything for them, and we both have very similar visions for the future and for the people in our lives, and like shared meaning.
Yeah, shared meaning.
Yeah,
that's
nice, handy.
I think that's what I mean when I say like we're on rails and things are very hard right now.
That's like, because we're both dedicated to the same cause.
Yeah, we know.
The cause of building a home for these kids.
Is it my mustache or are you just trying to do a poopadoo?
It is, unfortunately, these days so common to romanticize really unhealthy, toxic relationships, and I don't know how or when or why. Like I just grew up thinking the most messed up situations were actually like really hot and romantic, and maybe they are hot in the realm of fantasy and stuff. But I gave that example recently in a reel about The Notebook, and there was a lot of like disagreement. But man, if you watch that, like when they come back together in The Notebook, all the same problems are there from when they were younger, and there's no indication that they like work through any of their issues, because at the end of it they're just like, yeah, we fight all the time and we shout, and like it's verbally abusive, there's physical abuse in it, there's threats, there's obsession, there's stalking. Like it's if you replaced Ryan Gosling, who plays Noah, with, I don't know, just someone who's like actually creepy in real life, not that hot, Jonah Hill, right? Replace him with Jonah Hill and change the soundtrack. That is a straight up psychological thriller. Straight up. And yeah, I still remember like the MTV Awards when Ryan and Rachel won like Best Kiss, and we were all just so swooning over that. I just remember us as little ones fully swooning over The Notebook. I mean, like, I want my Noah. But it was just so messed up. Like, I would love to read comments about couples that you look up to in movies and shows, and why. What is it about them that you love so much. We're dressing up for Halloween, baby. Hello. What colour are my lips?
Blood.
Do you like them?
Yeah.
I have a cool costume for you.
You want to wear a costume?
Yeah. No, Mommy has a cool costume.
A cool costume for you. So, I have this t-shirt, and I have a black shorts, and these cool long socks. And they are a Pugsley costume. Can you say Pugsley?
Obviously.
Very good. Did you have a nice nap, honey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mummy's not doing a very good job of her makeup, I don't think. Do you think it's cool?
Yeah.
I'm going to put on a black dress. And Grandad has a scary costume. It's really cool. He's in the bedroom. Grandad's dressed up too.
And what dress is he up?
He's dressed up as Uncle Fester. Are we going to go to Nanny's house all dressed up? And
Maybe I can dress up as Spider-Man.
oh yeah, you want to dress up as Spider-Man again? Yeah. Did you dress up as Spider-Man in school?
Yeah.
And what did the other guys dress up as?
Why is this not opened?
Want to see Granddad's
Oh.
funny?
Okay, so it's time for my dress. I'm gonna go and film this reel, and then I'll show you the finished product of today's Halloween shenanigans. We've got this beautiful little dress for my daughter and black tights. This, she's actually gonna get a lot of wear out of this. I absolutely love it on her.
Mama.
Hi! My love, looking absolutely beautiful. What does your short say? That says the Addams Family.
The Addams Family.
And you've got a plaster and a hand.
That's the thing.
Is that a scary hand?
Yeah.
Is that where a thing goes? On your face?
Costume.
This is the final reveal. We are going to go trick-or-treating now. We're going to go in the car like this. I really hope we get stuck in traffic beside someone and they just look in, and I'm just going to sit there like this. I don't feel very... This is too clingy. I'm being brave. I usually be very self-conscious because I don't have any like underwear that go... I'm happy enough with this. I think I look a bit more evil than sexy. Pugsley is wearing flip-flops with his Pugsley outfit.
Or dried out pasta there.
Oh no.
Oh, we forgot the pasta. Shit. Oh, your forehead's gone awful sweaty.
That thing I was covered in, that thing was soaking wet.
Your baldy cap. Our plan is to blow up one of the photos. We got some pretty good pictures, but we're going to blow one up and put it on this wall for when people walk in. A scary hand. Oh, it's scary. Yeah, the world's very heavy right now, and this is just a silly video. If you want more random silly videos of us making memories in this house, let me know. It was one thing my therapist said: when everything feels very out of my control, think about things I can control. I can make a new memory today, and this is definitely very out of the norm for us, so it'll be a little one for the memory bank. So I hope you enjoyed. We're gonna go and trick or treat now, and
Oh, my mustache is on your arm. No.
he gave me a kiss and his mustache came off.
My super expensive, well-thought